So Dark Mane has just come down for a refreshing drink of water at Treehouse Dam this morning. He is taking his time to get in as much water as he can. In the background you can hear some impalas alarm calling. They have seen him though, so they are safe. They have warned him and they've moved off a little bit. And he's just enjoying some water after a long night. You can see he is still looking in very good condition. He has still got the limp. He tends to limp a little bit more when he's been still for a while. You can see his mane has been dipped in the water a little. So water is an incredibly important thing for a lion. He needs to make sure that he drinks enough water every single day so that he can help his digestion along. It's very difficult to digest red meat, and at the same time keep himself cool. So it looks like he is scanning around to see if there is anything close to the dam. He might be hearing something we can't. He might just be listening out for any other signs of lions, because I'm sure he will be looking for the Talamati lionesses. Sorry, there is a game viewer on the dam wall. We're just going to let him walk a little bit before we focus back on him again. You can hear there's a lot of birds calling. I'm sure they can see him. You can see how floppy his paws are when he walks. Watch how they bounce as they hit the floor. This is one of the essential tools of a lion's makeup, so that he can be flexible. Luke, I hope he finds his pride again too. It is very, very tough for a male lion in this environment, especially on your own when you're that size. It makes hunting very, very difficult. I am going to try and turn and go with him. Oh, he's actually coming behind us. I'll have to do a little bit of an about turn. I'm going to leave it there for now, just so that I don't bother him as he's walking around. It looks like he's going to scent mark. Yes. Picky, I know it is very exciting to see Dark Mane. He is looking like he needs a bit of a meal. Definitely looks like he hasn't eaten in the last 3-4 days, maybe even 5. And that's quite expected with a male lion, because if he's on his own, he's not going to be the best hunter. Especially, you know, he does limp and things like that. So it will be a little bit more difficult for him to keep up with animals. But it is lovely to see him again. You can see he's on a scent marking mission this morning. He's walking along the road, scent marking on all the guarri trees, stopping only for water along the way. Can actually see his spine a little bit when he's squatting like that, but he's not in bad condition. He's still very muscular. Sorry, Wendy keeps moving herself. And there he carries on. So he keeps sniffing the ground as he's going. I'm wondering if he can't hear other lions. So we have managed to get around the front of Dark Mane. He is still walking steadily along a game path. His head is still slightly down, so he is definitely still sniffing around. He keeps stopping when he hears things. You can see he is moving very carefully. The last thing he wants is for another lion to hear him. So he's not roaring, he is only scent marking. Walking around the back of the vehicle. Just gonna wait for him to move and then I'll move. Right, I'm gonna try and have to get around the front of him again. Very, very much on his scent marking mission. You can see how he holds that front right paw a little bit differently, kind of out to an angle. It's probably more comfortable for him to walk like that. Sandra, because lions mostly actually only move at night, it's tough to say on a day like today when he's moving during the day while it's still light out. But lions can move 20, 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers if they really, really need to. It's not an issue for them. They can move as far as they need to move in terms of marking their territories or moving from one area to another. I know that sometimes when lionesses move den sites, they actually, they can come back for each cub and move each cub 8 to 10 kilometers at a time, backwards and forwards. And they might have 3 or 4 cubs. So it can be quite a long and lengthy process or experience. So I'm actually going to go around, luckily on the road this time. He is coming around to a dry pan. You can see why it can be so tough to keep in front of a lion. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a loop. Alright, so I'm going to stay here with Dark Mane for a little bit. You can see he is coming straight towards the road. So we're going to see how long we can follow him for. He's heading to quite a thick area, so we're actually almost on the cut line and the fire break. We'll see where he goes and we'll send you over to Tristan in the meanwhile. So Dark Mane has just crossed the boundary between Djuma and the southern and western side, Arathusa and those areas. And so I'm not going to follow him over this cut line. He is on his mission and he is walking and scent marking. And I think he's going to move a lot further today. But lovely to be able to follow him so much and actually see, you know, how he knows when he's going somewhere, he needs to keep going. He knows his mission and he is on that mission and nothing has distracted him so far. So as far as I know, the Mbali male was in the very far northeast. The Talamatis were in the west, which is where he's headed. And he looks like he wants to go around and see if he can find them.